Welcome back. You're watching the Small and Mid Cap Show. Gujarat State Fertilizers Chemicals came out with its Q1 FY25 earnings, where revenue was up around 5%, EBITDA down around 22%. Margins have taken a hit from 6.9 to 5.1%, and net profit was down 22%. But to discuss how the quarter has gone by and what the entire FY25 looks like for the company, we're joined by Mr. SK Bajpai, Senior VP Finance and CFO of GSFC. Welcome to the show, Mr. Bajpai. My first question to you is that margins have significantly taken a hit, and I understand that this is on the back of raw material pricing going up and subsidies that have significantly gone down. So I wanted your outlook as to how this will shape up overall in FY25.
Well, as you rightly said, that in fertilizer industry, the subsidy plays a vital role in deciding the margins of the fertilizer companies. And this subsidy has been down in October 2023 by 35%. And in that same promotion, the raw material prices has not come down. So that is the reason why we have seen this reduction in the margins. However, if you compare with the quarter over quarter, there is significant improvement, and we have posted only 23 crore rupees PAT. PBT that has been increased to 118 crores. So in the same level of the fertilizer subsidy, the quarter 4 versus this quarter has been a very good quarter as far as Q1 is concerned. And as far as the rest of the quarters are concerned, we have made certain changes in our product mix, and in Sikka unit where we have the facilities to produce DAP, NPK and NPS. So we have switched from the DAP to APS and NPK, where the profit margins are better than the DAP, because the phosphoric acid consumption in DAP is much more than the other fertilizers, phosphatic fertilizers. So that is the reason we have switched to the APS and NPK. So the margins will remain the same, or it will improve further, because our volume growth is reported at 30% YOY basis and 22% on QOQ basis.
So, sir, let me ask about sustainability and where do margins go? You're suggesting margin improvement. By the end of FY25, exit FY25, where should margins be at? Where should we expect it to be?
Only I can say it will improve further. Whatever the 5 to 6% margins presently we have reported in the quarter, it will, going forward, it will improve, because in the fertilizer industry, DAP production is very vital, and presently there is a contribution loss in DAP production because of the subsidy, and MRP is fixed by the government, and the raw material prices are not coming down to that proportion. So we expect, or the whole fertilizer industry expects from the government to increase a little bit subsidy, so that at least contribution loss can be avoided.
Got it. So, sir, closer to double digit?
I cannot predict that much, but
okay.
2% or 2-3% higher than present margins will be our expectation presently, because the subsidy is under the control of government, and right. We cannot do anything.
Right. And sir, with regard to volume sustaining, growth has been strong. You expect that to sustain through FY25?
Yeah. The growth, whatever we have achieved, we are very positive. And we have arranged the raw material, phosphoric acid and ammonia, whatever is required for producing the APS and NPK at our Sikka unit. So the volume will be continuous as presently shown in the 30% growth in the current quarter. So overall, in the full year, we expect at least 25% growth in the volume.
And Mr. Bajpai, what is the kind of Capex which will commercialize this year is one point I want to understand. What is the kind of revenue growth will you be expecting from that commercializing of Capex?
So we are nearly capitalizing 1,000 crore of asset in this particular year. But the HX sulfate plant, sulfuric acid 5 plant, and one urea revamping plant. So all these plants are for the betterment, because we are having the plants of 60 years old, urea 2, and having higher consumption, energy consumption. So the government is also pressurizing to reduce the energy consumption in the fertilizer plants. So we are doing this 450 crore rupees expenditure for the revamp of urea 2 plant. So all this money is going for the betterment of the and sustainability of the plant's operation.
Okay, and what is the capacity utilization at present, and where do you expect this to go by the end of FY25?
It is nearby 90 to 95% in Baroda unit and little lesser in the Sikka unit because their phosphoric acid is the real challenge for getting up to the quantity what we require to produce, maybe 60-70%. But going forward, we will be anticipating 100% capacity utilization at Baroda unit and a maximum maybe 70-80% at Sikka unit.
Right. So I want to try and break down your cash balances and where you're going to put that to use. Where can we expect that? Because you're sitting on a very strong cash balance. Even when I'm looking at some of the current assets, inventory plus trade receivables, it's quite a large number when I'm adding all of those up. So what's the plan here, especially with regard to cash?
So in the fertilizer industry is the seasonal market, no? So we are having a very good stock placed at the market because the good rainfall is predicted for the current year. So we have placed the inventory, finished goods inventory in the market, and whatever current assets we are having that will be realized. Government is also very prompt to release the subsidy, and we have received the subsidy up to July, second week of July. Till now. So there is enough cash available with the company. And as you know, we are a debt-free company. So this money will be utilized for the further Capex and project expansion project further as advised by the board. And we have the Sikra unit where we are going to put PASA plant so that the phosphoric acid availability can be assured for the DAP and other NPK grades of fertilizers. Similarly, we are also having a land at the hedge where we are going to start the work, and we will use this cash for the putting some chemical products.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. That's all the time we have. Thanks for giving us all of that perspective. With that, we're out of time on the Smith Show. Stay tuned to NDTV Profit.